And now, please welcome 1st District Councilor Marty Nave.
Good evening. As a proud lifetime resident of the North Side, I welcome you. In 1969, I was the student council representative for homeroom 108 here at then Grant Junior High School. That day, in 1969, the mayor of Syracuse was on stage to attend our school assembly. Later, I went up to meet him and ask for his autograph. Tonight, 65 years later, I am again on stage as 1st District Councilor for the city of Syracuse. And I am honored to welcome you to the 8th and final State of the City address for the grandson of that mayor who I met, William F. Walsh, Mayor Ben Walsh. I am very happy to have you all here on the North Side, and pleased now to introduce you Grant 8th grade students Gladys Kalala and India Rose Williams.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Gladys Kalala, and I am an 8th grade student here at Grant Middle School. Next year, I plan to go to Nottingham High School for a CTE program called Business Technology. I picked Nottingham because I've always wanted to be involved with business studies. And who doesn't want to be a bulldog? My goal is to open a business in Syracuse. The business will be centered around education. Currently, I'm involved in a program called WEB, where everybody belongs. This is a mentorship program. It helps shape new 6th grade students by showing them what life is like in middle school. Not only does it teach 6th graders, but this program has given me courage and confidence to talk to people. It has also taught me leadership skills. I'm also involved in a reading group. I'm able to read to pre-kindergarten. By us reading to them, we are jump-starting our pre-kindergarten students' love for reading and developing early skills. And this program has helped me continue to recognize my passion for education and how much our presence means to them. I'm also in 2 high school credit classes known as Life Science and Algebra. These 2 classes are helping me get ready for high school. Outside of school, I'm involved in a local soccer team called Tilly's Touch. This team helps to give back to the community by doing a school supplies giveaway every year. My team also helps me with my communication skills. I'm able to communicate with people from different countries, cultures, and languages. In the future, I plan on giving back to the Syracuse community by entertaining you all with my talent of playing soccer, promoting the sport, and showing others how we can be of service with our talent. In addition to playing soccer, I also hope my businesses here in Syracuse will positively impact our local economy. In conclusion, I would like to thank everyone for giving me this opportunity to speak in front of you all. And I would also like to thank each and every one of you for coming today. Have a wonderful evening.
Good evening, everyone. My name is India Rose Williams, and I am an 8th grader here at Grant Middle School. I am part of a student equity team, which is used to promote equity, inclusion, and justice among students and elevate student voice. It is a no judgment zone. I'm involved, I get to create a welcoming environment, and learn the importance of restorative practices. Being involved with the team, I feel like I have become more confident and included. I get more comfortable doing things like speaking to a crowd like this. I'm also currently in 2 high school classes, which are Algebra 1 and Life Science. I am very grateful to be in these classes because they help me prepare for what high school classes are going to be like. When I am done with 8th grade, I want to go to either the new STEAM school for performing arts because I've always wanted to perform for people, or to PSLA for cosmetology because I've always wanted to do nails. When you do nails, you can be creative, and you don't really have to worry about putting on a face. It's kind of like you can be yourself. Over the course of my time at Grant, I have done cross country, track, and in after school, Girls on the Run. These sports have helped me meet and connect with other people. This has boosted my confidence because at first I was really nervous about the meets and everything about competing. But the more I did, the less nervous I was. I also got to know people from the other schools in our community. Looking ahead to the future, if I were to get accepted into the new STEAM school, I would be able to use the skills and experiences I acquired to become a dancer. When I dance, I can be myself and not care what others think. I want to entertain and make others happy through performing, and I plan to give back to the Syracuse by performing for the community and teaching others. One of my passion projects is to help with recycling. I look forward to working with our city leaders to expand my ideas. Thank you for listening, and I hope you have a good rest of your evening. We are excited to introduce the Pride of Syracuse City School District Marching Band.
standing for the presentation of the Colors, Pledge of Allegiance, National Anthem, and the Invocation.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fights o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say, does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
And now, welcome Reverend Kathy Hodge Davis from Bethany Baptist Church and Syracuse Police Chaplain.
Won't you bow with me to all-wise Creator, one who is the author and finisher of our faith and our lives. We invite you now into this space, and we give thanks for all that our ears and our eyes have seen. We thank you for the mayor of this great city, and we ask that you would continue to grant him wisdom, strength, and courage as he faces day-to-day challenges, but he does so with humility, with grace, and with poise. We ask now that as we hear and remember all the work that he has done, that you continue to bless him and his family, those who work with him, bless them individually and bless them collectively. We say that it's so and it's done, and we give you praise. Amen.
And now, please welcome City of Syracuse Deputy Mayor Sharon Owens.
Thank you. You may be seated. Good evening, distinguished guests, elected leaders, and believers in our city. I'm Sharon Owens, the Deputy Mayor of the City of Syracuse. It's an honor to be here today and to welcome you all to Mayor Ben Walsh's 2025 State of the City. As Deputy Mayor, I have the privilege of working alongside an extraordinary leader who is deeply committed to the future of our city. Mayor Ben Walsh has dedicated his life to public service and has shown us what it means to lead with courage, compassion, and vision. As a coalition builder, Mayor Walsh has brought people together from all walks of life, demonstrating that collaboration and innovation are the keys to addressing our community's challenges. Under his leadership, Syracuse has seen unprecedented progress, where it's through infrastructure improvements, economic development initiatives, or his unwavering commitment to equity and inclusion. From the Renaissance Neighborhoods Initiative to his tireless advocacy for the community grid. His work reflects a steadfast dedication to making Syracuse a city of opportunity for all. But beyond the policies and programs, what truly sets Mayor Walsh apart is his heart for this city. He listens, he learns, he acts, not just for today, but for the generations to come. It's a privilege to introduce someone who demonstrates the principles of leadership for us all. Please join me in welcoming our great city's 54th Mayor, Ben Walsh.
Good evening. You all didn't know where I was, did you? You were like, is he coming that way, that way? Nope. Right down the middle. We had a long debate about that, but I think it worked out just fine. Wow. Deputy Mayor, thank you so much for that amazing introduction. I so appreciate serving with you for the past 7 years and your heart and your dedication to this city. And I'd like to thank you for your service and for all that you've done for me and for this city. How about our kids? How about our kids? I don't know if it's being a dad or just getting old, but like I was watching the band and I felt myself getting choked up a little bit. They're just amazing. And for those of you that were here last year, not here, but at the last State of the City, to see how they've grown as a group is just remarkable. Let's give it up for the band, the students, everybody that was here tonight, all of our kids. In gold letters behind a statue of George Washington, the words of the Athenian Oath greet those who enter the main lobby of Maxwell Hall at Syracuse University's Maxwell School of Citizenship. We will ever strive for the ideals and sacred things of the city, both alone and with many. We will unceasingly seek to quicken the sense of public duty. We will revere and obey the city's laws. An oath said to be sworn by young men of the city of Athens, Greece, more than 2,000 years ago. These words inspired me as a public administration graduate student. They helped guide me as your mayor these past 7 years. Through collaboration with many, and by putting public duty above partisanship, we have accomplished much. Tonight, we'll reflect on our progress, look ahead to what is next, and what still must be done. As I address the Common Council, I first want to acknowledge President Hudson, who cannot be with us tonight, but I know is watching from home. Helen, it has been an honor to serve with you for the past 7 years, and I join everyone here in sending our love and best wishes. Let's let Helen hear it. President Pro Tempore Hogan, that's a mouthful, Hoagie. That's easier. At-large councilors Caldwell, Geathers, Majuk, and Paniagua. And district councilors Nave, Williams, Jones-Rouser, and Monto, as well as Clerk McBride. I also want to acknowledge former Council President Van Robinson is here as well. In keeping with the city charter, it is my honor to deliver to you the state of the city of Syracuse as we begin 2025. On behalf of the administration in my final year in office, and in keeping with the continuing words of the Athenian Oath, I am proud to report Syracuse is not only not less, but greater, better, and more beautiful than it was transmitted to us. This auditorium is a representation of our progress. Designed by James A. Randall, the prolific Syracuse architect behind more than a dozen Syracuse school buildings, it opened in the early days of the Great Depression. It was meticulously restored in 2020 as part of the Joint Schools Construction Board, which I am proud to chair. It is as spectacular today as it was in 1931. I delivered my first State of the City address at a school, PSLA at Fowler, in 2018. We went to Corcoran High School in 2023, and I'm glad to be at a school again for my last State of the City. As before each of my school addresses, Deputy Mayor Owens and I met with Grant students earlier this month to hear directly from them about our city. Our kids were smart, and they asked great questions. We talked about the impact of poverty on families and challenges faced by parents just working to make ends meet. They said staying in Syracuse will be easier for them if our neighborhoods are safer. They showed real interest in learning and asked about new programs and curriculum that could be offered at our schools. And 5 of the students hope to be heading to our new STEAM high school in the fall. More on that later. Once again, I learned a lot and was challenged by our young people. Thank you, Grant students, for having us. With this address, I have presented a state of the city in each of the 4 quadrants of the city. It is an honor to conclude here on the north side. There is no part of the city that has undergone greater change in recent decades. And while the north side faces challenges, there are reasons for optimism. The 81 Community Grid Project, proximity to the Inner Harbor, the regional market, in the growing northern suburbs, and most importantly, the strength of the many cultures of its people. Later this year, one of the largest redevelopment projects occurring anywhere in the city is set to begin here on the north side, right next door at the former Maria Regina campus. The site where my mother, Dee Dee, once attended college, hi Mom, and where I brought my oldest daughter, Brina, to daycare, hi Brina, it will be revitalized as quality, affordable senior housing. It took years to find the right reuse for this unique 8-acre site, and then to line up the more than $100 million needed to finance it. And now, thanks to our partners at Home Leasing and the strong support of Governor Hochul, this major project is moving forward. It will be a stabilizing force and, I believe, a catalyst for more investment on the north side. The return of the Maria Regina campus to productive use is just one of multiple big dreams that might have seemed unachievable back in 2018. The old Central High School still lingered vacant with no good prospects for the future. We partnered with the county, the school district, and the state to establish the first regional STEAM high school in New York State, and it opens later this year. Demolition has removed most of the remains of the old Syracuse Developmental Center, a long-standing blight to the west side. We seized the 48-acre property for back taxes in 2019, and now it will become a new mixed-use neighborhood with more than 500 units of quality mixed-income housing. The once empty Coin textile site is already home to JMA Wireless 5G advanced manufacturing plant on the south side, and it's slated for further expansion to begin later this year. Across the city, these and other big projects, as well as major improvements in city government operations and services, are the result of an ambitious vision we pursued together. I'm going to make the department heads recite it. No, I'm just kidding. Syracuse will be a growing city that embraces diversity and creates opportunity for
Okay, I had to have you do something. For all, thank you. We believed a relentless focus on that vision would position Syracuse for resurgence, and it has. That was the purpose of the Syracuse Surge, our strategy for inclusive growth in the new economy. And Syracuse Build, our nationally recognized construction careers training program. It also inspired the Resurgent Neighborhoods Initiative, our comprehensive housing and community revitalization plan. As we prepare for Micron's $100 billion megafab project, these programs are preparing us to maximize the benefit of this historic project for city residents. The city has benefited from the tremendous support of our government partners at all levels. I am grateful to my fellow elected leaders, many of whom are here tonight. Assembly members Bill Magnarelli, Pam Hunter, and Al Sturpey, Senator Rachel May, and newly elected Senator Chris Ryan, Onondaga County Executive Ryan McMahon, County Legislature Chair Tim Burtis and other members of the County Legislature, County Sheriff Toby Shelley, and County Clerk Emily Bersani, as well as multiple leaders from nearby towns and villages. I'd also like to acknowledge Governor Hochul, as well as U.S. Senate Minority Leader Chuck Schumer, Senator Kirsten Gillibrand, and our new Congressman, John Mannion. Let's give them all a round of applause. I'd be remiss if I didn't acknowledge my family. My mom and Brina already got a shout out. My wife Lindsay is here, who's been my absolute rock for these entire 7 years. Let's give Lindsay a round of applause. Where are you? I'm looking over here. You guys are right in front of me here. Okay, I got you now. I see you. Hi, honey. So my wife Lindsay, my daughter Gabby, my daughter Brina, my parents Jim and Dee Dee are here. I have cousins here. I could not do this without you. I thank you so much. I love you so much. Thank you. I mentioned my cousins. I see Bill and Matt there. What'd you think of the walk-up music, all right? Good? Okay, wait for the walkout. You helped. There are big goals still to be accomplished and serious challenges to overcome. Most notably, doing away with Syracuse's unacceptably high poverty rate. But the progress we are making indicates that we are on the right track. And best of all, our highest heights have yet to be achieved. Tonight, if we can keep putting partnership over partisanship, I believe the sky is the limit for the city of Syracuse. Jeanette Epps knows about reaching for the stars and getting there. She is a proud graduate of Corcoran High School and Lemoyne College who grew up to become a NASA astronaut. How many people can say that? Jeanette spent 8 months in space in 2024 as part of the NASA SpaceX Crew 8 mission. Jeanette has never forgotten where she came from, however, and tonight, with Syracuse's future looking up, she has a message for our city school students and all of our young people. It's coming. This didn't go well in rehearsal either, so it's all right. Hopefully we'll get there. Give it one more shot. Bummer. So she says hi. She loves you all. Oh, here we go.
Greetings, Mayor Walsh and everyone in Syracuse. I'm astronaut Jeanette Epps, coming to you from NASA Johnson Space Center in Houston. As a proud native of Syracuse, I'm honored to be a part of Mayor Ben Walsh's 2025 State of the City Address. This year's theme, The Sky's the Limit, captures the city's boundless potential perfectly. In October 2024, I returned from an 8-month mission aboard the International Space Station. As a mission specialist with NASA's SpaceX Crew 8, I supported research experiments that were not possible on Earth. These pursuits broaden our knowledge of Earth, outer space, and science in ways that benefit everyday lives. My work helped enable long-duration exploration for future missions to the Moon and eventually to Mars. While orbiting the Earth, I stayed in touch with family and friends in Syracuse who kept me up to date on the city's progress, challenges, and future plans, including economic development, housing initiatives, and school facility renovations. The educators at the Syracuse City School District, SCESD, truly deserve recognition for their dedication and hard work in shaping future leaders and explorers. I'd like to express my deepest gratitude to the SCESD educators. Your dedication and guidance have been instrumental in my journey. And to all the students in the Syracuse community, with hard work and perseverance, there are no limits to what you can achieve. If you have a passion for science, technology, engineering, and mathematics, I encourage you to pursue these career fields. Stay curious and keep asking questions. Connect with like-minded individuals who share your passions. Who knows, you could be involved in getting us to the Moon, Mars, and beyond. The universe awaits your brilliance. Dream it, achieve it, and let's explore together. I look forward to returning home to Syracuse soon. Until then, farewell and well wishes for a wonderful new year.
Jeanette said it much better than I did. Thank you, Jeanette, for that video greeting and for all your work to make our universe a better place. You've shown that with relentless pursuit, anything is possible, but it takes consistent, hard effort. The Syracuse City School District's new Rise and Thrive, Show Up to Glow Up campaign is delivering that message to our young people to address school attendance. Absenteeism is too high in our schools, but it is starting to decline. Chronic absenteeism declined last school year. And the numbers are looking even better this year with the Rise and Thrive program. Most of our schools reported a 90% or better attendance rate this past fall, and chronic absenteeism decreased significantly in every grade. I'm also proud to report the school graduation rate increased to 72.6% last year. Obviously, work to be done, but we need to celebrate our successes. And that progress is the result, first and foremost, of the hard work of our students and their families and the district's outstanding teachers and staff. Let's give them a round of applause. I also think the better facilities are making a difference. Working together with President Hudson and our fellow board members, the JSCB has overseen $450 million in construction projects at 19 schools under JSCB Phases 1 and 2. Funded by New York State with the backing of Governor Hochul and our state delegation, classrooms, laboratories, music rooms, cafeterias, gymnasiums, and sports fields have been transformed into the finest places for learning and growth anywhere in the region. And we're not done. Planning is underway for Phase 3 of JSCB with an expanded budget of $400 million. Phase 3 renovations will take place at Seymour Dual Language Academy, Webster Elementary, Delaware Primary, Syracuse Latin and Roberts Pre-K through 8 schools, Lincoln and Syracuse STEM at Blodgett Middle Schools, and Nottingham, Corcoran, and Henniger High Schools. These projects will take place over the next 9 years, and work is expected to start in late 2026. I am deeply grateful to the City Engineering Department and the District Facilities team for their incredible work on our schools. Now for an exciting preview of another major school project, the first public photos of the interior construction progress at the STEAM School. There's plywood on the windows, but inside work is progressing. Some updates as we look through the photos. The State Education Department has approved all of the STEAM career and technical education programs for the upcoming school year. The curriculum is incredible. Entertainment engineering, robotics automation, data analytics, semiconductor microchip technology, animation and game design, construction management, and business entrepreneurship. Now, I only know what half of those are, but it sounds amazing. The STEAM school is set to welcome its first class of 250 freshmen this fall, with the goal of 100 coming from neighboring districts. Applications are being accepted until the end of January. I'm grateful to the Common Council, the governor, and our state delegation, Superintendent Davis, President Barnett, and the school board, OCM BOCES, County Executive McMahon, and the county legislature for helping us make a reality. It is the fruit of collaboration. Work is also set to begin later this year on the new stadium and turf field for the ITC and STEAM high schools at Rosler Park. Scheduled to open in mid-2026, the $15 million facility will feature seating for 2,000 fans and a new public playground and fitness trail. Yeah. When we established our vision in 2018, we also worked with our city department heads to set 4 objectives to guide our work. Increase economic investment and neighborhood stability. Deliver city services effectively, efficiently, and equitably. Achieve fiscal sustainability. And provide quality constituent engagement and response. I am proud to say many of those same city leaders who created these objectives are still here 7 years later. They know we've never wavered and have reported on progress and results of those imperatives every single week. Time will not permit me tonight to recognize all of my department heads and senior staff. So please stand so we can thank you for your public service. Please stand, team. Come on, up we go. All right. I took note of who didn't stand. We've made excellent progress on the first of our objectives, increasing economic investment and neighborhood stability. Our economy is stronger, and many neighborhoods are improving, but not all, not yet. There's much work to be done, work that will be critical to overcoming the conditions of poverty that impact city residents. Housing has and will continue to be our highest priority under this objective. In partnership with the Common Council, we authorized the Syracuse Housing Strategy, an innovative multi-year plan to revitalize the city's aging housing stock. We appointed a board of directors and have started implementation. The strategy will empower city residents to fix up their homes and strengthen their neighborhoods with assistance from the Housing Strategies Fund. To maximize the impact of city investment, the strategy encourages neighbors to improve whole blocks in target areas together. That will make the city more attractive for home buyers and encourage greater investment to lift up more properties and neighborhoods. Outreach to community stakeholders has already begun in the early wave neighborhoods. Those are Tip Hill, Salt Springs, Eastwood, and Elmwood. I believe in this plan, and I look forward to working with you, counselors, on getting it done. Let's talk about housing by the numbers. 2025 marks the 5th anniversary of the launch of the Resurgent Neighborhoods Initiative, when we set out to construct 200 units of infill housing in the city. We targeted new construction of 1- and 2-family homes. Then, the housing crisis really took hold. So working with our partners at Home Headquarters, Jubilee Homes, Housing Visions, and the Land Bank, we adjusted and expanded our plans. We're on track to complete 240 new R&I homes with the addition of projects that involve substantial rehabilitation of multifamily buildings in R&I corridors. And because the need for quality housing in the community is growing, we set an even bigger goal. In last year's State of the City address, I introduced the Syracuse Housing Promise, a pledge that Syracuse will have 2,500 new units of quality housing completed or underway before I leave office at the end of this year. 1 year later, we are halfway there and on track to meet or exceed our housing promise. As an essential part of providing safe, quality housing, our Lead Hazard Control Office works with community partners, property owners, and tenants to reduce the potential presence of lead-based paint hazards. Since enacting the lead enforcement ordinance in 2022, we've issued nearly 7,000 violations. Even better, 2/3 of those violations have been addressed. The rest we are pursuing legally to get corrected. But we're not stopping at lead paint. I'm glad the federal government is reducing the levels of lead considered acceptable in our drinking water. We got a lot of attention regarding lead service lines late last year, and we are taking the matter seriously. The fact is, thanks to the good work of our water department and support from the council, we're in full compliance with EPA requirements. We're also ahead of EPA mandates for replacements, and I pledge to you and all city residents tonight, we're going to stay that way. In the year ahead, the water department will change out more than 3,000 lines and work to secure the funding to stay on that pace. With continued help from the state and federal government, I'm confident we can do away with all lead service lines well before the 10-year mandate. In neighborhood business corridors in all 4 quadrants of the city, big things are taking place in housing and jobs. Major investment is happening well beyond downtown. On the north side, I already mentioned the Maria Regina revitalization happening next door. The regional market has new leadership and is developing an exciting plan to update this important community asset. I want to give a special shout out to County Executive McMahon and Assemblyman Magnarelli for leading the charge on that. Thank you, guys. Not far away in the Inner Harbor, the next phase of expansion of rapid response is nearing completion at the corner of Solar and Division Streets. And just a block closer to the harbor, plans are moving ahead on the new $45 million headquarters for Hidden Level. Those 2 projects will bring around 115 jobs to the lakefront. At the southern end of the city, the massive new planned housing development at the former Lafayette Country Club is successfully moving through the pre-development process. That project will bring approximately 300 urgently needed market-rate single-family and duplex homes just in phase 1. On the south side, 2024 delivered 2 of the largest grants in Syracuse history. The U.S. Department of Housing and Urban Development awarded the city and its co-applicant, the Syracuse Housing Authority, a $50 million Choice Neighborhood Implementation Grant for the East Adams Neighborhood Transformation Plan. The funds will support the transformation of Pioneer Homes in McKinney Manor by redeveloping and constructing more than 1,400 units of new public and mixed-income housing. That's a dream that Tara Harris, who lives in Pioneer Homes, has been working towards for what feels like her whole life. Tara is the Blueprint 15 lead neighborhood navigator. Her job is to help residents understand the major changes that are coming to the area and ensure their voices and concerns are being heard. Tara and her fellow neighborhood navigators are a big reason why HUD picked Syracuse for this massive project. Her days are filled with nonstop phone calls, knocking on doors, and community meetings. For Tara, whose mother Dorothy brought her home to Central Village as a baby, the job feels more like a calling. I'm here for the neighborhood, she says. Tara, the whole city is lucky to have you. Your leadership has been essential in attracting investment to the neighborhood. Please stand and be recognized. Also in 2024, the U.S. Department of Transportation presented Syracuse and its partner at the New York State DOT with a $180 million Reconnecting Communities grant. Funding will go to infrastructure improvements in the East Adams area and to other major upgrades to the community grid project to make it safer and better for pedestrians, cyclists, and cars. On the west side, as previously mentioned, the majority of the long vacant Syracuse Developmental Center is now gone. We reclaimed the hillside property between Tip Hill and the South Geddes Street corridor and are turning it into a neighborhood with 500 units of mixed-income housing. When demolition is completed later this year, we will start installing infrastructure and utilities. The housing will be constructed in 3 phases over about 3 years. When complete, plans include park space, bike, and walking paths. On the east side, in addition to I-81 construction in the Krause-Irving area, new projects are happening along the East Genesee corridor. The conversion of the former Crown Plaza into nearly 300 apartments is already underway. Plans are also advancing for the Gateway project next door at Allman and Fayette, and the Northside Genesee project at East Genesee and Walnut. Together, these two projects will contribute another 500 new housing units. And in Eastwood, the 3-story brick former American Legion post on James Street in the heart of the village is prepped to become 28 market rate units to be known as the Taft Living Apartments. In downtown Syracuse, the Renaissance continues at a rapid clip. The conversion of 1 Webster's Landing from office space to apartments is complete, and more residential units are coming to the old newspaper production space at the Post. Symphony Tower is open with renovated commercial and residential space, and work is underway across Salina Street on the Allen Foundation's next downtown project at the former Chimes building. Redevelopment of the historic Mizpah Tower as offices, apartments, and retail is well along. Micron will open its new downtown headquarters and add its name to our skyline this spring. And looking ahead, there is major news coming about additional hotel development in the heart of downtown. With all of this development and growth, it won't come as a surprise that demand for construction and building permits is greater than ever. To keep up, I'm pleased to report the Central Permit Office is adding additional capacity with third-party reviewers. With the help of qualified outside engineering firms, we're already seeing faster turnaround times on permit approvals. And because healthy neighborhood corridors need responsible businesses, we're following through on our pledge to crack down on illegal and non-compliant retail operations. Yeah. In a partnership between law, police, fire, and code enforcement, we closed 26 businesses that weren't upholding their responsibilities to the neighborhoods they serve, and we will continue to use the city's authority where necessary to address future offenders. The poor girls, every time we drive in the car, I say, we shut that one down, we shut that one down. But we don't do it lightly. We do it because they are wreaking havoc on the neighborhoods. Since 2019, the heart of our economic investment efforts has been the Syracuse Surge. There are many brick and mortar examples of the strategy coming together. The STEAM School, which we've mentioned, the Tech Garden expansion, the growing JMA Wireless Campus, the new Syracuse Community Health Center, and the SUNY Educational Opportunity Center renovation. Syracuse Surge workforce programs have graduated more than 800 people in advanced manufacturing, digital customer service, and software programs. Lemoyne's Erie 21 program is providing the skills and tech-centered pathways for hundreds of young people and adults to thrive in the ever-changing workforce. SurgeLink, the city's affordable municipal broadband program, is expanding its network and will soon have the capacity to help more than 7,000 underserved households get the digital access they need for work, school, health, and daily living. Access to broadband is essential for inclusive growth. So is reliable transportation. Centro continues to be a Syracuse Surge partner and is moving forward with a system redesign in 2026 and the rollout of bus rapid transit in Syracuse in 2027. Syracuse Build Pathways to Apprenticeship program has prepared more than 130 residents for construction industry careers and placed more than 60 local people into apprenticeships. Pathways is so effective because of the partnerships behind it. Organized labor helped create and delivers the curriculum. Nonprofit partners provided stability and support. And sponsors of major construction projects are on board. Pathways is changing lives too. Liz Schoonmaker is a 2021 Pathways graduate, one of 11 people and the only woman in the first class. She's a member of Operating Engineers Local 158, and for the past year has been assigned to the Interstate 81 project south of the city at the I-481 interchange. She operates bulldozers, backhoes, and big trucks. So when you see the giant mounds of earth that have been moved to build a better transportation network and make way for the community grid, Liz is one of the people making it happen. I'm proud to tell you that a few weeks ago, Liz became Syracuse Build's first journeywoman. Liz is with us tonight and is... So Liz is with us tonight, and she's joined by a few of her friends. We have a number of Pathways graduates here, along with their incredible mentor and leader, Ebony Farrow from UA Local 81. Please stand and be recognized. Everybody up. Folks, look, just stay standing for a minute. I want everybody to look at this group. These aren't individuals that went through workforce training programs and got a certificate. These are individuals that have careers, and it is transforming lives generationally. Congratulations, guys. We're so proud of you. Stable neighborhoods are also safe for all who live there. The Syracuse Fire Department protects our city from fire and other emergencies around the clock. There is no fire department better at that duty than SFD. The department landed its largest ever federal grant in 2024, $7.6 million to pay for additional firefighters. Tonight, I'm pleased to announce with that funding, the department will bring the former Station 12 on West Genesee Street near West Street back online to help meet the fire service demands of a growing city. This station will not only help meet the demands of a growing city, it will also help the department respond to calls more effectively as 81 construction in the city accelerates. SFD leadership is also playing a key role in enhancing ambulance service in the city and in our region. The department is working with AMR to enter into the first ever service contract for its work for the city. Working together, SFD, AMR, and the Onondaga County 911 Center will optimize systems for emergency response to get people the right level of care they need more quickly. "26 recruit firefighters completed the Fire Academy in 2024, and our next class of 28 recruits is already underway. At the new fire training tower, SFD has taken more than 500 firefighters from Syracuse and around the nation through vigorous training. Our PSLA at Fowler Fire Cadet program is thriving too. Fire rescue students are taking college-level courses at OCC. The program is building relationships with other partners, including New York State Homeland Security and the State Office of Fire Prevention and Control. Members of the Fire Cadet program are here tonight. We thank you for your service. Please stand and be recognized. The Syracuse Police Department also continues to do an outstanding job keeping us safe. Violent crime at the end of 2024 was down over 8% compared to last year and down more than that against the 5-year average. Gun crime was down even more sharply. All of the major categories were down more than 26%, and the most serious violence, shooting victims injured or deceased, dropped 39%. SPD works very closely with the mayor's office to reduce gun violence. Together, they proactively identify high-risk areas and individuals that need outreach support and intervention to head off conflict. The office launched the Safer Streets Community Violence Initiative in 2024 and has successfully enrolled a full cohort of 50 individuals. Safer Streets has placed participants in housing, education, and workforce opportunities, and all are meeting program requirements. In addition to violence reduction, SPD is working hard to address the increase in property crime that is impacting Syracuse and cities everywhere. It was up as high as 28% in the middle of the year, due mostly to stolen vehicles. With community help and smart policing, property crime ended up the year only up 4.5%, so headed in the right direction, but much more still to do. SPD also began the Cooper Curve program in 2024. A big part of this initiative is officers getting out of their cars and walking the beat in neighborhoods across the city. Officers recorded more than 5,100 Cooper patrols last year. This excellent performance is happening at a time when our officer numbers are down, despite this administration putting on a record 11 academy classes. That's why we created the Syracuse Police Cadet Program, which provides a career bridge for young people before they can enter the academy. I'm pleased to report 13 cadets graduated this year. One went on to become a full police officer, one has been hired for the upcoming academy class, and 5 more are in the hiring pipeline for that same class. This program is having exactly the impact we intended. Members of the Police Cadet Program are here tonight. We thank you for your service. Please stand and be recognized. No positions in public service are as demanding and dangerous as being police officers and firefighters. Both departments faced many challenges in 2024. Fire responded to over 27,000 alarms last year. That's an average of 74 calls per day. Our police department and the Onondaga County Sheriffs faced immense pain in the tragic loss of Officer Michael Jensen and Lieutenant Michael Husak on duty this past April. Please join me in a moment of silence honoring the lives of Officer Jensen and Lieutenant Husak, remembering their bravery and the bravery of all of our first responders. Thank you. Growing economic investment and keeping neighborhoods strong demands exceptional city services. I'm extremely proud of the courage and ingenuity being shown by our city departments to make progress on our second objective: deliver city services more efficiently, effectively, and equitably. I say courage because it's really hard to change practices that have been in place for decades. There is no better example of that than the DPW's modernization of city sanitation services, which we completed late this fall. I'm sure that wasn't Corey Driscoll-Dunham clapping first on that one. Corey, you're the Chief Administrative Officer now, so mission accomplished. The successful rollout of covered recycling carts also included a route optimization program to use our trucks and people more efficiently. Now we deliver a better service to constituents using fewer crews, freeing up staff for other important work like bulk pickups and illegal setouts. We also saved about $250,000 in trash tipping fees. Costs for shoulder injuries, the most expensive claims we faced across the city and the ones that largely hit our sanitation crews, are down nearly 90%. The new system is undoubtedly safer for our employees, and it's delivering a cleaner city. Andy Jakubowski, the head of our Environmental Services Unit, which handles our litter pickup, sent me this report in early November. It's only been a few weeks, but the impact the recycling carts have had on reducing litter is extraordinary. Myself and the crew think it's wonderful. We are able to cover more ground and affect a broader area. Andy, thanks to you and your team for the words of encouragement. Keep up the great work. DPW also worked with multiple city departments and the council to launch and implement the Municipal Sidewalk Maintenance Program. Using an annual fee paid by all property owners, we reconstructed more than 12 miles of sidewalks in 2024. We also continued supplemental sidewalk snow removal on 140 miles of sidewalks, including routes to every city school, and we keep adding miles each year. DPW is now well underway on an even bigger challenge, Vision Zero. That's the commitment we've made to join other cities around the world working to eliminate traffic fatalities and severe injuries. The urgency is great. On average, there are 9 fatal and 126 serious injury crashes per year in the city. And it doesn't have to be this way. By changing how we design, use, and view our streets, we can make them safer for everyone. Our team conducted a series of public input meetings in the second half of 2024 to help us build a safety action plan. The data shows us where to start. 50% of serious crashes happen on about 6% of our roads and at 1% of our intersections. Only 25 intersections in 25 miles of roads. We're taking public input until the end of this month, and we'll bring the action plan to the council by spring this year. Vision Zero is achievable if we make the right decisions and take the right steps over multiple years. We have many related initiatives underway. Using a data-driven process, we added 30 speed cushions in 2024, bringing our total number to 58 citywide. And DPW is introducing 3 new neighborhood greenways on Lemoyne Avenue, Hawley Avenue, and Caleb Avenue. Greenways make streets safer for pedestrians and cyclists by giving them priority and slowing down vehicle speeds. In these and other locations, we added more than 45 blocks of bike facilities across the city last year, with more coming this year. Installation of bus stop arm cameras begins next week, with a plan to roll out the technology on city streets in the coming months. And our red light and speed cameras in school zones are expected also to be in operation in the coming months. You've been warned. DPW reconstructed about 17 miles of city streets in 2024. Our 5-year average shows that our hard work is paying off. The condition of streets across the city continue to improve, and we are leveraging an equitable, data-driven approach to get the most bang for our infrastructure buck. Cities around the country are coming to Syracuse to learn how we're using technology to improve snow removal and keep residents informed during major snow events. The snowplow map is live during all storms and gives a real-time view of plow progress and road conditions. In partnership with the council, we've completely overhauled the city's snowplow fleet. When I took office, there were storms in which we had single-digit numbers of plows running citywide. I can say that now. In the big snow events this month, we've consistently had 20 big plows out, along with even more pickups plowing tighter roadways. With this progress on streets, yeah, let's give it up for the plow guys and gals. With this progress on streets and safety, micromobility can and should continue to be a part of our transportation network. VO has generated more than 1 million e-bike and scooter rides in Syracuse since its inception. Rider data shows over 3/4 of VO trips are taken for commuting, getting to appointments, and connecting with transit, which makes sense given the fact that close to 1/3 of city residents don't have cars. Counselors, there's an urgent need to continue this critical micromobility option for our residents, so let's work together and figure it out. The programs and services delivered by the Department of Parks, Recreation, and Youth Programs are thriving. We're seeing greater participation in our senior programs, including a new cardio drumming group, growth in golf course memberships, a 50% increase in Cycle in the City riders, and an additional 10,000 visits to city pools compared to last year. We added 4 new pickleball courts, installed a new playground, and completed the Hiawatha Lake wall restoration at Upper Onondaga Park. We opened a new splash pad at Washington Square Park. We completed a playground upgrade at Union Park. We restored the fountain at Franklin Square. And we constructed the new kayak launch to Onondaga Creek at Kirk Park. The forestry team, with community partners, planted more than 3,000 trees, and for the first time, Syracuse was named a Tree City of the World. Working with community partners and the county, we opened the City of Syracuse Second Chance Dog Shelter to help address the crisis of abandoned and stray dogs. I'm very grateful to the team at Parks and Syracuse Police for working on the serious problem facing Syracuse and communities everywhere. And there's a lot in the pipeline for the coming year. With a $4 million New York Swims grant, we will renovate the pools and facilities at Thorndon Park and Onondaga Park. Work has begun on the new splash pad at Cummings Field in Eastwood, which will be finished later this year. We've also identified the city capital improvement funds needed to complete the restoration of the historic stone stairs at Westminster Park. Parks has significant improvements coming to the historic James Pass Arboretum starting this winter. This project will enhance the Arboretum's ecological health, improve the visitor experience, and expand educational opportunities. Designs are done and work will soon begin on the Trailside Family Recreation Center at the Inner Harbor, the Eastwood Skate Park upgrade, the reconstruction of the Hanover Square Fountain, the Spirit of Jubilee stage, a play feature at Sankofa Park, and a splash pad at Westmoreland Park. It's going to be a very busy and exciting year for parks. The Water Department, in addition to its lead service work, made major improvements to water infrastructure in 2024. It initiated pump station replacements at Brookford, Westminster, and Guilford. It also repaired and returned to full service the Morningside storage tanks. Department crews repaired 314 water main breaks and leaks in 2024. We can all be proud of the work of our water department. Let's give it up for them. A critically important service to our constituents is planning beyond the horizon of this administration and even the next. I'm pleased to report that work is underway on Phase 1 of the Syracuse Comprehensive Plan 2050. The plan will provide a 25-year vision for Syracuse with a focus on long-term planning for land use, housing, recreation, mobility, equity, the built environment, climate resiliency, and quality of life. The focus is on social and economic sustainability to support our vision for opportunity for all. We also received a state grant to develop the city's first climate action plan. This plan, coupled with a new greenhouse gas emission inventory, will provide a data-driven strategy to reduce greenhouse gas emissions in city operations and the community, and help us prepare for the unrelenting impact of climate change. We have established a cross-departmental sustainability task force to further develop a culture of sustainable thinking and action in city government. Flooding is also a concern in parts of the city in a changing climate. The Arsenal Park study dedicated to reducing flood risk along Onondaga Creek for residents and businesses will be finished in 2025. We completed the Cold Brook Improvement Project in 2024 to improve the flow capacity of the Stone Line Channel running north to south in the valley. Next up is Furnace Brook in Elmwood Park. Using a FEMA grant, we will begin to restore the brook to its pre-flooding condition. Implementation of the local waterfront revitalization program is creating a community-driven vision for revitalization and public waterfront access along Onondaga Lake in the Inner Harbor. First up is the design process for improvements to Progress Park, which will include recreational opportunities, pedestrian and bicycle connections, visitor amenities, and safety features. And we're also working on a preliminary design for reuse of the existing Inner Harbor piers, those valuable platforms that reach into the water. We're exploring redevelopment options and programming ideas to transform the underutilized waterfront into an active public space with a focus on increasing accessibility and recreational opportunities. A different kind of sustainability is the focus of our third objective, achieving fiscal sustainability. Unless the city is on solid financial ground, we'll struggle to serve constituents or meet any of our major goals. I'm pleased to report that all major indicators of fiscal health show the city is stronger today than when I took office. In 2019, Moody's and S&P upgraded the city's fiscal outlook from negative to stable. And in 2022, S&P upgraded our credit rating from A to A+. Here's what Moody's said in its most recent report. Syracuse benefits from a materially improved financial position over the last several fiscal years and considerable growth prospects, including the Micron semiconductor plant. The city remains the economic hub for a substantial portion of upstate New York. Our reserves are projected to be in excess of $150 million at the end of this fiscal year, which is more than double what we started with and about $60 million greater than the recommended level. The reality is, though, to balance the budget, we will likely have to draw on our reserve again. As long as we are in that position, we haven't achieved fiscal sustainability. The building blocks are there. Sales tax continues to perform above expectations. We're seeing increased property tax revenue from higher property values. The state authorized a one-time increase of $5 million in municipal aid to Syracuse in last year's budget. I hope it's an indicator of a permanent change in the state aim formula. We're moving ahead with new sources of funding recommended by our Revenue Enhancement Group, including the city hotel room occupancy tax, which awaits final council approval next week. We're taking other big steps to improve the way the city government performs. The Division of Purchase made major progress in 2024 on a new online procurement process. It will allow us to issue, evaluate, and award bids online and improve engagement with suppliers. The Finance Department introduced a new process for reviewing city government quarterly budgets against actual spending. The process significantly improves our internal financial controls so we can better manage taxpayer dollars. And Finance, in coordination with Human Resources and API, are pressing forward with the overhaul of our payroll and timekeeping systems and implementation of modern human capital management software and systems. This is a massive project, and in any setting, public or private, takes multiple years. And while it's expensive, it will provide critical tools to better control spending. Large parts of the new HCM are already in place, and the full implementation will occur later this year. This next undertaking may not be a revenue generator or an expense cutter, but it is vitally important to ensure fairness and equity in the way the city collects property taxes. Early this year, the Department of Assessment will take the next steps to prepare for citywide reevaluation. So when experts like Moody's say they see proactive fiscal management and a materially improved financial position, make no mistake, it's these kind of unglamorous and immensely difficult initiatives they're talking about. That's why I'm very proud of the progress we are making toward fiscal sustainability, even as I acknowledge we have more work to do to get there. Since day one, we've put a high priority every single day on providing quality constituent engagement and response, our fourth and final objective. We took on major overhauls of the primary ways that people interact with city government. Syracuse today has a website at syr.gov that is worthy of a great city. It's another one of those huge projects that involve every aspect of city government. Launched 2 years ago, the site is easier to update and maintain. It's a modern site that is increasingly becoming a platform for online self-service by constituents. We introduced the Sear CityLine app, built on the successful See-Click-Fix platform, which makes it possible for people to easily submit complaints and request service. The system handled close to 23,000 inquiries in 2024 alone. That's about 60 every day, representing everything from a pothole to a complaint about an illegal trash set out. I probably represent about half of those myself, but clearly it's being used and it's a great tool. I strongly encourage everybody to download it on your phone now. You all are force multipliers for us. We also created a Mayor's Quality of Life Commission with representation from neighborhoods all across the city. The group meets regularly, so my management team and I can hear directly from residents about their priorities and concerns. We started the city's first LGBTQ+ advisory committee to make sure this important constituency has a voice in the mayor's office and city government. And I'm proud to announce tonight that we're starting a new American advisory group to provide the same kind of engagement with our new American neighbors across the city. We've paid close attention to the important needs of veterans in the city, launching the Syracuse Serves program with our partners at Syracuse University. We honored our veterans with the new Hometown Heroes program, which later this winter will open orders for our second year. And for the first time, we declared Syracuse to be a Purple Heart City, recognizing those injured or killed in the line of duty and all those who have served. And with community input, designs are advancing for a new African American Hispanic Veterans Memorial planned for Kirk Park. In my inaugural address at the Landmark Theater in 2018, I pledged to operate a city government that is humble and aware of its responsibility to serve. Under this objective, I think we've done that well. By the way, Maureen, did I say hi to you earlier or no? My sister Maureen's here. Hi, Mo. Thanks for coming. When I reflect on the body of work during the past 7 years, I think of the African proverb that says, if you want to go fast, go alone. If you want to go far, go together. In 16 words, it explains how we have accomplished things that couldn't get done for years and in some cases, decades. Public health and safety concerns like reducing the overpopulation of deer. Good government challenges like live streaming common council meetings. Quality of life priorities like the city maintaining sidewalks and even clearing them of snow. Replacing every trash can and recycling bin with a better system that is safer, cleaner, and more efficient. Turning big vacant land like SDC and Maria Regina into future sites of quality, affordable homes. Making massive infrastructure decisions like replacing Interstate 81 with a community grid. Saving the old Central Tech from the wrecking ball by making it a state-of-the-art STEAM school. And even buying our streetlight network and using it as a platform for resurgence of a smart city and region. And through these times, we were met with many unexpected events like the COVID-19 pandemic, remember that, where we deployed American Rescue Plan Aid and emerged a stronger city. We confronted a national call for police reform and seized it to make an even better police department with stronger ties to the community. Reflecting also reminds me there is much still to be done. We've made some progress, but not yet solved the vexing and heart-wrenching challenge of poverty. It's had a long head start, and its tentacles are deep. Getting that done will take unrelenting collaboration among all levels of government and the nonprofit and private sectors for many years to come. I believe we've shown, though, that rising above is the only sure way to achieve what many feel like is impossible. When we continue to avoid partisan bickering, steer clear of revenge politics, turn the other cheek, and choose partnership, we will find Syracuse's best days are still ahead of us. We can keep passing the city along greater, better, and more beautiful than it was transmitted to us. The sky is indeed the limit. Let's go there together. Thank you for the honor of serving as your mayor. Now let's get back to work. Good night and God bless.
Getting there.